what do we do if I am now dealing with a case whereby my partner, my wife, I forgave her the first time, maybe even the second time? What do I do if she continues to do that, particularly unrepentantly? What do I do if the person continues?
Okay, you remember when Jesus was speaking, he said, if somebody slaps you on one cheek,
yes,
you turn the other cheek, right? He didn't say anything if the person is foolish enough to slap the second cheek.
My goodness.
Jesus didn't say anything. So if you slap me one, I turn face, then you have the audacity to slap again. What Jesus was saying is, anything the person see, make it take. First time is a mistake. Second time is a pattern.
First time
it's a mistake. Let us take it. It's a mistake. Second time is a pattern.
It's a pattern.
So you decide, can I live with this pattern for the rest of my life? Because if the person is persistent and is unrepentant, the church should remove the spouse from that house. The church
should remove.
The church wedded them and said they made vows. I reserve my body for thee alone.
Yes.
But now the body is for many bodies. The church has a minimum standard of behavior to uphold according to scriptures.
Absolutely.
If you are in church and you are willfully in adultery, the church should take the wife or the husband. Remove the person.
Pastor Christie,
yes,
is that what the Bible means when the Bible says if a brother be a fornicator, you don't have anything to do with him?
In fact, see how far the Bible goes. Don't have anything to do with him. So let me tell you one of the questions I asked God that I felt was unfair. Cain killed Abel. And God came and said to Cain, you will be a vagabond roaming the earth. And the person who committed the crime said, this punishment is too hard for me.
Yes.
That chapter ended. The next chapter began, and Cain knew his wife. I said, Father, wait. So as Cain was going on the exile, he took the innocent wife. If he couldn't deal with the consequence of his behavior, why are you sentencing the wife? And God said to me, life is not fair. Bad things happen to good people. Say, but I still hold you responsible for your response. Now, sir.
Wow.
This first adultery was a mistake. Second one, okay. The person that is committing adultery, if you say it's a mistake again, are you making the effort to go and check, why am I making this mistake over and over?
What is
wrong with me?
Yes.
What is strong with me? What is strong with you? Have you heard people say, instead of what is wrong with you, they say, what is strong with you? What is strong with me? Why am I doing this? Why am I hurting? If the spouse is important to you. But you see, the Bible talks about enjoying sin. How does it put it?
The pleasure of sin.
The pleasure of sin. Many of the people who persist in sin, any sin, is the pleasure it brings to the flesh. And it's a training of the brain, sir. It's a training. Every habit, good or bad, is a training of the brain. And the brain is a retrainable organ.
Sorry, slow down. So the brain
is a retrainable organ.
Okay, so what you're saying, woman of God, is that, okay, so I go into adultery, okay, so fornication, whatever. And the reason I go back, actually, it's not because, from what you're saying now, it's not that the sin has so much, it's not that fornication has so much power over me. So my going back is because I find pleasure in it. So pleasure is what causes return.
Because the brain is a pleasure organ. Anything that brings pleasure, the brain will chase after. But anything that brings pain, the brain will run from.
So you're rushing these things. Okay, so anything that brings pleasure, the brain will make me go after it.
It will chase.
But anything that causes pain.
If a pin has choked you before, when you see pain, what happens? You respect pain. The brain has registered. That's pain. Don't play with it.
So it's pleasure that is making me go back
yes,
to the
yes. That's how the brain is designed.
What I'm enjoying this.
Good. Then the scripture kicks in. Who by reason of use have the senses exercised. So as you are going back to the behavior, you are forming a pattern.
I'm getting used to it.
You are getting to it. Your brain is forming what is called a neurological pathway with the pleasure. So it becomes entrenched. And after a while, you become hijacked. That's when addiction sets in. So when people come, oh, I caught my child smoking. He's an addict. I say, no, he's not an addict. He's still experimenting. Don't put him in the rehab. So you have to continue using, reinforcing, repeating. then the pattern is formed, and that's when the addiction takes over, and now you have no control. So it's law of diminishing returns.
I see.
And what's the other one in economics? Apart from law of diminishing returns, there's something else in economics. But as you keep doing it, demand and supply.
Gotcha.
So you're doing it, as at this point you are still playing hanky-panky and feeling that you are smart. I've been doing it for 6 years, I've not been caught. You're doing it, and the pathway is forming. After a while, there's a disconnect in the brain. It's in electrical engineering, it's called short circuit.
I got you.
As that pathway is forming, is eroding brain matter physically. That's what people don't know. And when enough brain matter is eroded, there is a break. It is that break that sometimes leads to madness. It is that break that ensures that you have entered addiction. Now you are like a hijacked pilot. When you enter a plane, pilot will say, we are taking off from Abuja, we are going to Lagos. He doesn't know there are hijackers on the plane. Then the hijackers will come and put a gun to his head. You are not going to Lagos, you are going to Burkina Faso. What does the pilot do? He goes to Burkina Faso.
So no longer under control.
You are no longer in control. The behavior is in control. So when a person has committed adultery the first time, the second time, and is going the third time, it is take responsibility is part of what we said today. It's your responsibility to scrutinize yourself and say, no, this is not right. I'm not living right. What do I do? Instead, you want your spouse to be the one responsible to cure you. When women come to me, he's doing this, he's doing that, or men come to me, she's doing this. What do? I say nothing. Why is the person not running around looking for help? Why are you the one running around asking me, how can I help him? How can I help her? Let the person become aware to do what they're supposed to do.
So the proof that the person himself truly needs help is going to be demonstrated by how much the person is looking for help.
You can't help a person who doesn't want help. You can't, sir.
My God.
So when a spouse is crying that the spouse has committed adultery several, they say pray for him, fast some more. Excuse me? And the person is doing and going.
He's eating and fasting.
Bros. He is eating, I am fasting. No, sir, it doesn't work that way. Even Jesus said, I stand at the door. I will be knocking. Until that door is open, King of Kings, Lord of Lords will not barge his way in. He will wait. So until the person says, in fact, we say in addiction circles, the greatest obstacle to overcome in addiction is denial.
Absolutely.
It's denial. Have you ever met a drunk man and you say, you are drunk? And you say, yes, I'm drunk. No. You say, who is drunk? It's you that is drunk. Is not. Even in his drunk state, he has to exercise denial. And you know why? Denial is a defense mechanism. Because the day I take responsibility that yes, something is wrong with me, I must also accept the responsibility that I have to do something about it. So because I'm not ready to do anything about it, I'm not going to accept responsibility that anything is wrong. So I gaslight my spouse. You are imagining things. You are paranoid. You are too suspicious. What is wrong with you?
You know, woman of God, my concern now is from what you're saying. How about the situation whereby I have gotten so involved in it, and I'm adulterous, I'm involved in all of this, and now I have lost the desire to fight it because I'm enjoying it, and then the next thing is I want to compel my spouse
to do the things you have been doing outside.
Wow.
I have women running to me. The husbands have already stepped out and they're coming back. I want us to practice anal sex. And the wife will be like, no, if you don't agree, I will go outside. I said, go and tell him to go, because he has already gone. For him to make that statement, his heart is gone. His body may not have gone yet, but the heart is gone. I said, tell him to go. But as he's going, you put a boundary. Go, but my body is no longer available. Okay,
so if he's having multiple affairs outside, I'm not supposed to let him come.
So that you come and give me HIV.
No, but you are in love.
Excuse me, sir. Only Jesus was called to die, and he has already died. Nobody else should die. So, he has died. He has died. Nobody else should. We were not called into marriage to die. We were called into marriage to live, to pull our best potentials out. This is the reason for marriage is collaboration. Let me help you bring the best out of you. You bring the best. When we take our vows till death do us part, it no mean say now you go kill me.
And no, so that's what I'm thinking. That because I'm in church, Reverend, I'm in church, and we took a vow. And this vow is that until death do us part. And I'm in love. And one of the things about love is that love is love is sacrificial. So and love is forgiving. So he's going out, coming back, and all of that. Even though it's not difficult to stop, one day he will stop. Can't I be giving him my body until he stops? And
no, I will hold my body until he stops.
I will hold the body until.
Yeah, because.
But he's going to tell me that that's why he's going outside.
No, I was here when he started going out. I was here and available, and he still went out. So it's not my availability that is the problem. It's his twisted mind.
His twisted mind.
Yes, his inordinate desires. That's what King James calls it.
Inordinate
affection, inordinate whatever. That's what is taking him out. So, what does the Bible say? That it is impossible for those who have put their hands to the plow and looked back to come back, because they are crucifying the Son of God a second time. So if you have entered into a covenant of marriage and you take your hand out, if God will not let you crucify his Son a second time, why are you asking me to give my body a second time?
Wow.
It's a standard in the scripture.
Okay.
Except those that God will say, this is warfare, stay here. And I have an example. Hosea was in warfare. God said to Hosea, go and marry a prostitute. She will leave you, but bring her back. 3 times Hosea had to bring the wife back. This was a clear-cut instruction from God, and it was something going on. But otherwise, God was the first divorcee. When Israel were fooling around, he divorced them. So if you have a problem with divorcees, go and settle it with God.
So, all right. So number one, you've said that the person involved in this adultery must be seen to be involved
in his recovery.
Must even first of all see that there's something wrong.
That's right.
Yes.
He must first admit, okay, this is not the right way to live. 1. 2. He must look at the, the ripple effect of what he's doing.
Absolutely.
My dad was not only an alcoholic, he was also sleeping around. He never brought any child out of wedlock home, but he married multiple wives on top of my mom. My mom was the first. I have 2 brothers, sir. My oldest brother had like 6 children from 4 women. My younger brother has 3 children from 3 women.
Wow.
My immediate senior sister had 3 children for 3 men. And yet my father may not connect what was happening to his children with what he was doing. Ezekiel chapter 18 verse 2, what is this proverb that I hear you say in Israel? That the fathers have eaten sour grapes, but the children are paying the price. Isaiah 51 verse 1, those of you who are pursuing after righteousness, look to the rock from which you were hewn and the pit from which you were dug. Look to Abraham your father and to Sarah your mother. Meaning that whatever is going on with you now, check where you're coming from.
If it's in the root, it will be in the fruit.
We cannot have the root of apple and be seeing mango up. If the roots in the ground is apple, now apple will go see. So it's so important that we take these things. When you fight battles to take back territories, it's not just for you alone. It's for also all the people whose destinies are tied to you. And until you stand up, those destinies are doomed. Not because God is powerless, but because the justice of God will not allow him to cross altars that are speaking.
My God.
It will not allow him.
Wow. Could you just put your hands together? I mean, this is... wow. Something happened in our city here. Just to strengthen what Reverend is saying, we had a case where a woman she had a very great flourishing ministry in the city, and the husband too was involved in pastoring, and I know them closely. Unfortunately, the husband went around sleeping with a member of the church, unknown to him that member of the church was HIV positive. She was in the choir, so he slept with her, picked on HIV from her, went back home to sleep with his wife, who had a flourishing ministry. She was just approaching her 40th. And that's how he gave her HIV. It all began like she was sick, she was this, all of us, everybody thought it was just sickness and all of that. And within 6 months or thereabout, she was gone. She died.
And he's still around that.
He's around. Apparently,
he put himself on antiretroviral drugs.
He had discovered that, so he put himself on AR.
And didn't tell her. So you would say she should give her body? God hates abuse. That's why he took Israel out of Egypt. God hates abuse. And he will not polish a daughter into a pillar and have you break her down with preventable nonsense.
Because again, what you're saying is that what we're looking at is that for those who are involved in adultery and your partner has stayed, there is no better demonstration of the person's love for you, because every moment the person has stayed with you is a demonstration of the person's willingness to actually die with you, because the person could have died from your last experience with the person. So this person has lived longer than necessary with you. Continuing in that lifestyle is indicative that you no longer want this person alive.
Boom.
You no longer want this person alive, because it's no longer about your habits now. It's about the fact that you know this habit can result in the death of this person, and you still continuing it.
And you know, Papa, you know what gets me? These people who cheat, because both men and women are cheating now.
Yes.
Women don't they enter gear 6. Both of them will come home and refuse precautionary measures.
Yes.
The lady will tell me he refuses to use a condom. I said, then you refuse to give your body. But he will report me. I said, let him take you to anywhere. I have a cousin, incidentally, from this Abuja, whose husband did exactly the same thing. Infected her with HIV, didn't tell her. Faithful woman. My cousin died at 40. In the most agonized, her own entered AIDS before they realized what was going on. So the antiretroviral drugs didn't help her. She died in agony. And the man is still strutting around.
So why is the church...
May them get law for that canteen now. If you don't give your spouse and then prove and say, now you, may them carry you. In fact, they shouldn't kill you. If it's a man, they should just castrate.
So why is the church afraid to step in? Why is the church afraid?
Because the church is more interested in appearances than in the lives of the people in church.
Sorry. So we are more interested
in appearances. In our church, we don't do divorce. So we don't do divorce. We don't do divorce. You have to go back. A man packs his bags and leaves his house, the house he built, and all you would tell him is, "Oh, we don't do that in our church. You must go back home." And you have not dealt with what drove him out. What is that? Me, I know we pastor, so I don't know. I'm not afraid to say some things because I don't pastor nobody. I'm not afraid to offend anybody. But the truth is, the church needs to reintroduce the standards of God because we've left them outside. How can you be fully aware that this man is sleeping with his daughter, but because he brings money to the church, you allow him to keep sitting in front, and the daughter is sitting behind looking at you? What of me? Don't I matter? You won't even reach out to the daughter. That's what David did. And David heard that Amnon had raped Tamar.
Yes.
And he was very angry. Full stop. Did not confront Amnon, did not comfort Tamar. That's what the church is doing.
It's more about preserving the name,
the image and the name.
Yes.
And the rottenness of life. The rottenness inside there is worse than sepulchres that they were talking about in New Testament. Sir, the church is indicted.
The church is indicted.
And she has to do better.
Would you please help me appreciate?
Papa, let me say this.
No, but I need to, before you say what you want to say, don't you think we need to be praying for Reverend Christie very strongly?
Thank you, sir.
Don't you think, the Lord spoke to us as a church last year that the time has come for us to go rescue families, marriages, and relationship. And for God to have raised her up and put her right there at the forefront, it's going to take a lot of warfare. But we want to let her know that we are with her in this together.
Thank you, sir.
Can we let her know that we are with her in all of this together? Thank you for standing tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And by the way, Mama, before God bless you, please be seated. Let me say something. When you talk about the fact that they've started some people are chatting online talking about why you're always on infidelity. You've just started getting their attention. Because one of the things that I was taught very early is that you have not started making impact until you start seeing people reacting. That means the message. And what is the number one of the major causes of divorces today? Infidelity. All right. So we have the largest number of divorces driven by infidelity, and those who are involved who don't want to repent, who feel justified for what they are doing, they're going to fight back. But we are not. By the way, let me say this: you've not seen anything yet. We're about to train some more powerful people who are going to move into the relationship space, and let me say this, we're going to make it bold and clear.
Amen.
Infidelity is a no in the Church of Jesus Christ. Is that okay? You've not heard anything yet, you've not seen anything.
Praise
we are
God.
coming strong.
Praise
you
God.
wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to say that part of what the church does that feeds the problem,
yes,
is that one person has committed adultery, the other is hurt, they're looking for help. Then you invalidate the pain of the person,
of the hurting part.
Yes, you invalidate it, and then you put pressure on the hurting one to keep the marriage together, and you are asking nothing of the one who broke the vows.
My God.
Forgive, stay. And for the woman, they'll tell her, intercede for him, give him more sex, submit some more. And I'm asking, what are you asking of the man who broke the vows? Nothing. You are not insisting that he should go for counseling, go to rehab, he should do restitution. You are not asking him to come home earlier. You are not giving him boundaries. You just leave him, and then he steps out to the next person. And you are still telling the victim to fix what they didn't break.
To fix what they didn't.
Yeah, this is part of what the church does. And sir, I'm sorry to say, in my experience, that's exactly what happened. All eyes were on me to make sure the marriage stayed. But what were you demanding of the one who created the problem? Nothing.
Nobody holds him accountable.
I don't know why.
No, but Mama, how am I going to handle that? He's one of our pastors, and he is so graced. The hand of God is upon his life. No, what I'm saying is that God is using him mightily.
Papa, let me interrupt you. Let me name. No, I will name names because I want you to get this, sir. One of the men I respected in this country deeply was Pastor Ezekiel Atang of blessed memory.
Yes.
From God's House of Refuge, Uyo.
Yes.
Pastor Ezekiel had a man exactly like what you are describing. A pastor, anointed. He said, if I want anything done in church and I want it done well, that's him. He said, but Rev Christie, this man's sexual depravity is scary. He said, the things I've heard have disturbed my soul. He said, people have said to me, kick him out of the church. But I'm looking at this man who loves God and has this conflict. See, because Romans chapter 7, Paul was capturing the conflict of the believer who is a Christian but is struggling.
Yes.
It's okay. We don't have a problem with that. What we have a problem with is, there's a problem, but you're not doing anything about it. You want us to leave you to continue living like a pig in the pit. We can't do that in the church. If you have been in the church for 5 months, God's soap is supposed to have washed you by now.
Hey, sorry.
You cannot continue to be dirty in the house. The soap is available. The water is available. What are you doing? Where are you standing that the soap is not reaching you? Do you understand, sir? So this man said, no. I prayed and God said, don't throw him away. He called me, Rev Christie, can you help? I said, send him to me. The man came. Sir, he came to our rehab. He stayed there. He broke. And he surrendered to God. Sir, he has one of the most vibrant ministries reaching out to sex addicts now. I'm telling you, sir, that man has rescued more than 500 people from sexual addiction. From the first set of people he helped, he taught them enough that they started a ministry. There's a ministry in God's House of Refuge for sex addicts. And they're not from God's House of Refuge alone. They're from all kinds of churches. They're running to church from that one man. So, sir, don't tell me he's a man of God. He's powerful. He should be accountable. In fact, the standard is higher for the man of God than it is for the man on the pew.
But what do we do? I hear you. So my thinking is, okay, but this person is also very supportive in the house of God.
Sir, this person I'm talking about is a consultant radiologist. He's not a small person. He owns hospitals. But the pastor knew. I'm not only responsible for the congregation, I'm responsible for the soul of this man. He serves under me. When I stand before God, what will I account of this man's life? That when he was at his lowest, I threw him away. So why am I called? I told our pastor then, because the first reaction was, they told us to leave the church. They told us to leave. They drove us away. They drove us away and didn't care about me. I didn't do anything. This was my family. This was where I was comfortable to worship. But they threw me away. They threw the baby with the bath water. So we left church. We're now churchless for months. We didn't know where to go. We were at home suffering without spiritual covering. You see, there are many aspects that the church is failing. They left us on our own. God bless two men of God. They are dead now. I will call their names. Reverend Abel Taria of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, King's Palace, and Reverend Donald Peterside of God Gospel Mission Tabernacle. Those two men, they kept coming to the house. They were checking on us. They were praying for us. They stood by my husband. Abel Taria took my husband to a recovery program by himself for 6 weeks. Both of them died of cancer. Those were the people that made sure we remained in the faith.